again. So it's been a little while. I'm still fighting off my sickness right now. My ears are kind of plugged up and everything sounds all tinny, but I wanted to talk about the new things I got from MAC. So MAC Office Hours came out recently, and that was a whole prolong wear collection. All of it is permanent. So I wasn't in a huge rush to get anything, but then I saw the blushes, and I'm like a blush addict, and so I was like, oh, I should look into some of these. And I've got to say, guys, I'm incredibly disappointed with the entire collection. I mean, the prolonged wear lip glosses, well, those are, you know, they're going to be sticky. They're opaque, which is great, and they do last a long time, but they last about as long as a regular lip gloss without being as tacky. So out of the whole collection, the eyeshadows were the biggest disappointment. I could not find one that showed up on my skin tone. Everything was not pigmented enough, and I couldn't find a single eyeshadow that seemed worth the money at all at any point, despite the fact that it's permanent. I don't think that I'll end up buying any of the new eyeshadows, which is a huge bummer because prolonged wear eyeshadows the first time around were so great, and I own a bunch of those. So I don't know what happened to the formula between the really awesome prolonged wears and now. So whatever. Okay, so what I did end up looking at as well were the blushes. Again, there was like a weird pigmentation issue. It was like they looked really bright in the pan and then not very bright on my skin. So I only ended up getting 2 blushes. I might go back for one more, which is kind of like the bright pink one, but I was on the fence about it. Out of all of them, only 3 showed up on my NC35 skin, enough for me to feel like it was worth me purchasing. I ended up getting 2, which were the 2 that I felt didn't look like anything else in my collection. So the 2 that I got are Stubborn and Eternal Sun. So Stubborn looks like this, and when I saw it in the pan, I absolutely fell in love with it. I would say that this is one of the most opaque of the colors in the collection, but at the same time, it's super, super soft when you touch it, but unfortunately that means that it also turns very chalky. So you have to be very careful when you're putting it on because it could get all over the place. You could over apply and end up looking kind of chalky, I guess, and powdery, so you have to be very careful with it. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a finicky blush, but it's a beautiful color. So if you're willing to work with it, I actually really love Stubborn because I don't feel like I have anything in my collection that currently looks like this. So this was my very favorite one. But again, not a slam dunk. It's one of those colors where I like it enough that I'm willing to work with it. The second one that I got was Eternal Sun, and it's this beautiful tan-ish kind of color. It almost looks like a bronzer, but it's not pigmented enough for that. Again, super, super soft, but again means that it can be a little powdery and chalky. So that's what Eternal Sun looks like. I can build up a swatch really easily on my hand. When I'm putting this on my face with a brush, I have problems where I feel like it's maybe not applying evenly, and I'm getting more in some places than in others, and I'm constantly trying to blend it in. So again, kind of a finicky blush. I love the color. I think the color is gorgeous. I think it's great for my skin tone, but I feel like I have to put a lot of work into wearing it, and it's not very pigmented when I'm trying to put it on my face with a blush brush because it's just kind of, it's so finely milled, it just kind of wisps away almost. So I can recommend the 2 for the colors, but beware that they're colors you're going to have to work with. If you want something that you don't have to work at to wear, I would not recommend any of the eyeshadows or the blushes in the prolonged wear collection, unfortunately, which again is a huge bummer, but you know, save your money for something better. I mean, the MAC Maryland collection is coming up soon, and you can buy that instead. So Along with the Office Hours collection, the MAC Face and Body collection came out. I believe that the foundations will become permanent eventually, like at all counters, and they're currently available at MAC stores. I already own Face and Body foundation, so I didn't buy that. One of the cool things that I saw that came out with the collection is actually this contour brush, which is the MAC 163. And I know another YouTube guru, Dusty Hunter, hated this brush. He said it smelled bad, but it's actually not the brush that smells bad. It was this, it comes with a, like a little plastic kind of sleeve that kind of keeps the bristles nice and upright. It's the sleeve that smells. The sleeve smells very, very plasticky. The brush itself does not. I took mine out of its sleeve and it's been out for a couple of days and it doesn't smell like anything now at all. So I don't think the smell thing is an issue. So this is like my new favorite brush because I've always wanted a contour. I've always been really bad at it. And this is kind of one of those contouring for dummies kind of brushes. So I ended up getting one of the contour creams that came out with the Face and Body collection. I got mine in Pure Sculpture and it looks like this. And creams are so much more forgiving than powders is what I've learned. And the cream kind of allows you to like build up and maybe mess up a little bit and fix it, whereas powder, it's like if it's on your face, then it's kind of there. You can't really blend it out. You can only blend it out as like a bit. So this is definitely more of a forgiving color or consistency if you use a cream for contouring. So Pure Sculpture looks like this right here. And this is a perfect contouring color for my NC35 skin if I want something that's not super noticeable, and I didn't want something that was really, really in your face. And the way that I learned to use these is this brush is wonderful for placement. It is not good for blending. So no, this brush isn't going to do it all for you. It's not going to blend it for you. So what you need to do is I'm going to use what I put on here, and I'm going to use the brush. I'm going to get it in there. I'm not going to go directly from the pan to the brush because it's going to pick up way too much color. And then I'm going to go into the hollows of my cheek, starting from the middle of my ear, and get on in there. And it's just depositing color exactly where it needs to go. And you can see it already. You can see that shadow. And it's going to be a bit of a harsher line because you're just placing the color right now. What you need after that is a 109 brush or just some kind of fluffy face brush, and you're going to blend that downward and back. And that's going to blend out that line for you. You don't want to do it up. You don't want to do it up and down. You want to do it downward and back. And then you're going to get that beautiful contour line that's not going to be bam in your face, look, it's a line. But like I said, this isn't going to do it all for you. It's going to be your helper to get the correct placement, and then you need something to kind of buff it out. And I'm okay with that because the placement was always an issue for me. So I really enjoy this. So I can go in there again with what I've got in here. Again, middle ear, work it down, and then blend it out. And I can, you know, go into my chin here if I want to, right here, blend it down, you know, define my chin area. It's perfect for that because it's shaped exactly for it, you know, exactly where it needs to go. But, you know, some people might not like it because you do need another brush after this to blend everything out, but I'm okay with that. So I really enjoyed that purchase from the Face and Body collection. The other thing that came out with the Face and Body collection are these pressed pigments. So I only bought one. I almost bought two. I almost got Spotlit as well as this one called Deeply Dashing. I ended up deciding on only one because these are so glittery. They're so glittery. They're beautiful colors, but I'm not a huge fan of glitter. And if you are, you're going to love these. You should go check them out if you haven't. And Spotlit is like biggest recommendation. Such a beautiful, beautiful goldish warm tone. I ended up getting this one because I realized I only will ever wear glitter if I'm doing some kind of smoky, kind of nighttime eye, so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna get something that's on the darker side so that I can wear it for those fun nights out. So as you can see, there is glitter in there. And you can see it in the pan as well. It is very glittery, but it's so super soft and very nicely pigmented when you pick up color with your finger here. But it is very glittery, very glittery. So it's not something that you can use for highlighting on your face because you would just look like a glitter bomb. That's just not gonna work. I personally really like this color. I think it's something that'll go over really well over like paint pots, like maybe Constructivist or whatever the black paint pot is. I can't remember what that one is, but it's just kind of one of those things where it's like it'll deposit color and a very nice amount of shimmer. So that's more of a nighttime thing for me, but I do enjoy this color, which was Deeply Dashing. And that's what that looks like. So I did not end up getting very much, like I said, from Office Hours or Face and Body, but the things that I got I do very much like. And like I said, the blushes are worth it if you are willing to put the time into working with them. If you're just not that type of person, be honest with yourself and don't get them. It takes work. The other shades on the lighter end they're not very pigmented. They might not even show up on people who are very fair-skinned, but they will definitely not show up in anyone that's like NC30 or higher. So don't order online if you haven't seen these. I don't recommend that. You need to see these in person because the pigmentation is very, very on its own plane of existence and you need to know how they're gonna work. So one thing I also want to share is I went to Walgreens. So one of the reasons that my favorite time of year is fall is because all the Halloween stuff starts coming out at the drugstores, and I found these amazing lashes. They are so pretty and wispy and huge, and these are actually called Batgirl lashes. They came out with the Fright Night collection, which is, I believe it's like an Ardell brand or something like that, which is already like an eyelash maker in the drugstore, but so pretty. I thought that these were amazing, and they were just the usual price, which is $5.99 at my Walgreens. They might be higher or lower at yours, probably lower, honestly. But I just wanted to show you those because I thought these were really cool. But that's what I have for now. I promise I'm going to get back into the groove of making videos more often. I'm sorry that this is so long. I need to get used to talking less. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!